The championship game was in its final minute, the score tied. David sat forward, his heart thumping, not just from the thrill of the sport, but from the tiny flutter of anticipation in his stomach. His fantasy league team, painstakingly drafted and managed over months, hinged on this very play. A quick pass, a Hail Mary attempt, and if it worked, he'd be walking away with a tidy sum. He felt the rush, the excitement, the subtle tug of hope for an outcome that would reward his effort and, perhaps, his luck. But beneath the surface, a quiet question persisted, a gentle whisper he tried to ignore. Was this truly just entertainment, or was he treading a path that diverged from his faith? It's a scenario many of us can relate to, in one form or another. The world of sports, for so long a vibrant arena of skill, passion, and community, has increasingly intertwined with the world of betting. From professional sports betting to the ever-popular fantasy leagues, the lines between simple enjoyment and financial stakes have become blurred. For Christians, this entanglement presents a unique ethical challenge. How do we navigate these waters, holding true to biblical principles while still engaging with the culture around us? Is it a harmless game, or does it cross into the territory of gambling, an activity often viewed with suspicion within the church? Let's gently unpack this, not with condemnation, but with careful consideration of what God's Word teaches us about our resources, our desires, and our impact on others. At the heart of the Christian life is the concept of stewardship. We believe that everything we have, our time, our talents, our possessions, and yes, our money, belongs to God. We are merely managers, called to use these resources wisely and for His glory. When we consider sports betting or fantasy leagues, we must ask, does this align with good stewardship? Are we investing our money in a way that honors God, or are we risking it frivolously? The Bible consistently encourages prudence, hard work, and responsible financial management. While it doesn't explicitly forbid all forms of risk-taking, it does warn against the love of money, the pursuit of quick riches, and the dangers of greed. Proverbs 28:22 reminds us, "The stingy man hastens after wealth and does not know that poverty will come upon him." While not directly about betting, the underlying principle speaks to a heart focused on gain above all else, often at others' expense, or through means that aren't rooted in diligence. This leads us to another crucial aspect, the motivation behind our participation. Is it genuinely for entertainment, a shared experience with friends, a way to engage more deeply with a sport we love? Or is the primary driver the hope of financial gain, the thrill of winning money, or, in more severe cases, the desperate attempt to make up for losses or solve financial problems? When the pursuit of money becomes the central focus, or when it begins to consume our thoughts and resources, we are venturing into dangerous territory. The Bible also calls us to love our neighbor as ourselves. This principle has implications for how we view activities like professional gambling. Such industries often thrive on addiction, exploiting vulnerabilities and leading to devastating consequences for individuals and families. While a small, friendly fantasy league among peers might seem far removed from this, we must always be mindful of the broader ecosystem we are participating in. Are we supporting an industry that, on a larger scale, causes harm? Furthermore, our actions can influence others. As Paul advises in 1 Corinthians 8, we should be careful not to cause a brother or sister to stumble. If our participation, even in a seemingly innocent game, encourages someone else with a predisposition to addiction to cross a harmful line, then love demands we reconsider. Now, let's address the distinction between a game and gambling, particularly in the context of fantasy leagues. A game often involves skill, strategy, and a communal aspect. Think of a friendly poker night where the stakes are minimal and the primary goal is camaraderie and strategic play, not high-stakes financial gain. Fantasy leagues often fall into this category, requiring research, statistical analysis, and long-term planning. The entry fees might be small, intended to create a prize pool that adds a little extra fun, but not meant to be a significant income stream or a source of financial stress. The shift from a game to gambling often occurs when 1. The primary motivation becomes financial gain. The joy of the game itself diminishes in favor of the monetary prize. 2. The stakes become significant. Losing the money would cause genuine hardship or stress. 3. Chance heavily outweighs skill. While there's always an element of luck in sports, when an activity becomes purely about chance, it moves closer to what we typically define as gambling. 4. It fosters addiction or obsession. When the pursuit of the game begins to consume excessive time, energy, or resources, leading to neglect of other responsibilities. For Christians participating in fantasy leagues, the wisdom lies in asking these questions. Are the stakes so low that the loss of the entry fee would genuinely not matter to me or my family? Is my heart primarily focused on the strategy and camaraderie or on the potential winnings? Am I being a good steward of my money and time? Am I being a good witness, and am I considerate of how my actions might impact others? If the answers to these questions lean towards responsible, low-stakes engagement for entertainment, it's a very different scenario than someone risking their rent money on a single game or chasing losses in an addictive spiral. Ultimately, there isn't a single, universally applicable yes or no for every Christian regarding fantasy leagues or even very casual sports betting. Instead, it calls for discernment, prayer, and a deep understanding of our own hearts and motivations. We are called to live with wisdom, integrity, and a clear conscience before God and man. So, as we reflect on this, consider your own engagement. Is it a wholesome enjoyment that aligns with good stewardship, community, and freedom from greed? Or does it carry the subtle whisper of a pursuit that could lead to financial imprudence, an unhealthy focus on money, or even a stumbling block for ourselves or others? Let us seek to honor God in all things, even in our leisure and our chosen forms of entertainment. What are your thoughts on this topic? Have you navigated these questions in your own life? Share your experiences and insights in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective and continue this thoughtful conversation. And if this discussion resonated with you, please consider following for more reflections on faith and daily life.